Good evening, everyone. This is the Fighting News TV, and we are coming to you live once again. We have an exciting show tonight. Before we start, though, we just want to say if you have not tried Fusion CBD products and you like CBD products, you need to try Fusion because not all CBD is created equally. Order from them, use code The Fighting News, you get 15% discount. With that said, we have with us today, first from the Fighting News, Steve Rothman. You all know he's in the upper left there. He's going to be, changing the screen around. We have Mike Feinberg, who has a different background than usual. How you doing, Mike?
Right. I'm doing well, Matt. How you doing?
Excellent. And we have the man of the hour, the one and only Abdiel, the Nightmare Velazquez. All right, fighting in. We're going to be talking about Bareknuckle. How you doing, Abdiel?
What's up, Abby?
Good. How you doing, guys? Good.
We're doing great, and Bareknuckle is all the rage right now, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And you're a big part of it. You've fought in what 5 of them already. You were there pretty much from the beginning, and you fought some of the best people in your division, right? You fought Johnny,
division, but
you fought Johnny Bedford, the champ. All right, who's undefeated. You fought Dat.
Not only did he fight Johnny Bedford, but he put up a great fight, 4 rounds. That was a great fight. So he went 4 rounds with the champ.
You're right. Yeah. You went a lot longer than most other people did with Bedford. But let's start in Tampa because that was actually our first bare knuckle event that we attended as media, and that's for Travis Brown that night, right?
Travis Thompson, yeah.
Travis Thompson, I'm sorry. Right. And that was a great fight, man. That was a brawl. There were a lot of good fights that night. There were a lot of injuries, more so than there are now. Tell us about that fight.
Man, Travis Thompson, when I fought him, he could put up a good fight. He gives that pressure. Man, I was able to, just slip and move, like I always do, in and out. And I had that rhythm. I had the fan around me. I could hear them cheering for me. So it was great. I was able to, put up everything I had for 5 rounds, and it was a good fight.
Right. Would you consider Tampa like your hometown crowd? I know you're from where Newport Richie or
Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, but where do you live now?
Oh, I live in Spring Hill, but yeah, no, Tampa is my crew. Tampa's my town, my hometown.
Right. See, we're South Floridians, so we know, a lot of the guys from Miami, Broward County, but we know that you're up north there. Okay, Mike, do you have any questions for Abdiel here?
Yeah, Abby, great to see you again, man. Always a pleasure. Five great bare knuckle fights that you've put up. I mean, you're probably the most experienced guy in bare knuckle at this point in time. I don't think anybody's put up more than 5 fights with the 11 bare knuckle fights that they had so far, have they?
Yeah, that's pretty much. I see already. Pretty much everybody got 5 fights with everybody else. Like me. But I'm not. I'm 3-2. I got experience. I'm young, but I'm trying to. I'm getting there.
Okay. I mean, what would you say was your toughest test?
Man, Johnny Bedford was my toughest test. When I fought him against, it was a brawl, but I kept getting knocked out, and I kept getting back up. But there's a point that when you get too much, you have to stop. You can't take too much. But and then I had, that my first knockout ever. I never been knocked out ever in my career. So when I got knocked out, that was one of the things that I was like, oh crap, I had to get serious in my career. Like this is something that's no joke no more.
Well, I mean, that was a great fight. We were sitting right there. I mean, I was sitting literally, almost got the blood splatter on me, buddy.
But that was February. That was February 15th, right, Mike?
This year, right? It was this year. So just before the pandemic hit. So I mean, Abby, you floored Dat before he was able to come back and get you. It was just a back and forth type of match, and I think it was just that one punch that made all the difference. if that one didn't land, I think you guys would have squared off, for the remainder of the fight. It would have been back and forth, just a nasty little blood. And it seemed like you guys were both itching for that, and you wanted it too.
Yeah, I wanted, hoping I could run it back, when I get this fight against, whoever it is. So hopefully, my next bare knuckle, coming up in September 11th, I don't, whoever it is, I get to, get whatever, I'm itching for it. I've been waiting long enough since that, and I just want to get out what I have and give out what, my experience.
Yeah, right. You put a pro boxer on the floor, and he's never been put to the canvas before.
No.
So Dad gave you props after the fight. He's like, wow, he never hit the canvas before, so he was giving you props for sure.
It's a different world when you're doing bare knuckle. You gotta be, can't take, you gotta be ready for it.
Yeah.
Right, and that was Dad's first bare knuckle fight, correct?
That's his, yeah. Second.
Oh, that was the second.
He fought Travis first.
Yeah. Right.
So Abby, what would you say out of those 5 fights, though? What would you say was the most satisfying of the fights for you, where you felt like you did everything that you should have done, that you came to do?
When I fought Rick Caruso, I went off and got that 1 second, knockdown, and I was able to put it out quick, in the second round. Just take, he pretty much didn't want no more, and I pretty much did what I had to do, get on my business and get my check and go and live my life, get ready for my next fight.
That's always a satisfying night, right? It's just,
yeah.
Take your money and go home.
Yeah, pretty much, and get ready for my next one. I always get ready, get injury free and get on for my next one. That's pretty much how I like to do. I would like to live my life like as a fighter, live,
right.
Fight every time and try not to be injury free.
So, between when you first started with bare knuckle 5 fights ago versus now and the training that you're doing for the fight next month, what's changed in your game plan? Have you done anything differently in training camp to prepare?
Yeah, I did a lot since those 5 fights. I did a lot. I had to change my whole training. I go to ATT Tampa now. I train there. I had to get a lot of people, more bodies. I didn't get enough people, but where I was. But now where I'm at, I get the experience. I get more, and I get that heart. I get the bodies I need to spar, right. And all the experience I need for all the bodies, and it's pretty good. I love it. And I'm getting all the experience too. Is Jeff Bailey's too. I go over there. I get cross trained in Clearwater, so it's pretty much it's a far drive for me, but it's worth it. I have to do sacrifice to do what I do.
For sure. Now, what's your comfortable period of time for a training camp? How many weeks are you in?
What's that?
As far as training camp is concerned, I'm sure you're training all the time, but an actual set training camp, when you know your opponent, what's comfortable for you for a training camp period of time?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well,
how long do you need
4 weeks
to train?
2 months? How long?
I'm always staying in shape, so depending on the opponent, pretty much like 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
But if it's 2 weeks, if it's 2 weeks, I'll take it too. It's not much, it's a fight to fight.
And what do you walk around? What's your walking around weight typically?
135, 140. Now that I'm really getting back in fight shape and everything, I'm doing a lot of running, cardio, and then eating right and everything. I feel like I could drop down to 25. I feel like.
Okay, yeah, so it's easy. The weight cut is simple. That's not even a stretch for you.
No. It's not much of a hard. I know how to cut. It's not much. I've been wrestling I wrestled before, so I know how the cut works.
You're comfortable with the cut, huh?
Yeah.
You're comfortable doing it. So aside from bare knuckle, are you still looking for MMA fights? We know you had an MMA career before the bare knuckle. Are you still looking for those?
Yeah. I love to do both. I want to do bare knuckle and MMA. I like to fight. I love to fight. I'm a fighter. As long as I'm busy and I have bare knuckle or MMA. I get offered fights. I'll take what I get.
Oh,
take whatever they offer. So I like to be busy.
And what's the goal? Where do you see yourself like 5 years from now?
Man, a championship in bare knuckle. I know that for sure. A championship in MMA. I like to, I want to cross. I want to be a belt. I want to have a belt in 5 years with all the experience I have, and I've been fighting for 8, 9 years now. It's it's time. And I have a second kid coming up, so it's time. So,
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
How much longer?
Thank you. Next, was it 2 months in November?
Okay.
First week in November.
2 months. Very nice. Very
Time
nice.
flies. Time flies, though. Time flies.
Yeah. You can have a junior nightmare.
I already got 2. I know about that. About that too. So that sucks.
Steve, how about what you got to say, man?
Yeah, man. I was just about to say, if you always need to cut weight, you can just, shave your head. That's like 2 pounds of weight right there.
I've been knocking it. I know, man. I've been thinking about it. I'm seeing what's going on with it. I was thinking of going out, and I was like, I don't know with it. I don't know what to do. So I'm just gonna do what I just shave it off. But
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It looks good, man.
What do you think about the deal with DAZN and bare knuckle? How's that going to affect the sport?
What was that?
The deal that bare knuckle has with DAZN, they're going to be shown on this. DAZN's a huge network now. How do you think that's going to affect the sport?
Oh, it's not gonna affect nothing. It's gonna be a big, big progress. It's gonna take off a lot of exposure. And it's a great deal, We're moving on up, and bare knuckle is pretty much getting up there.
Yeah, it definitely is. They do huge numbers. A lot of people are watching it. I think they converted a lot of fans from people that didn't think they would like it in the beginning. I got to say, myself included, a little bit. In the beginning, I thought, I don't want to say I know these guys are going to get their hands messed up. I know if they ever hope to have a career back in boxing or MMA, their hands are going to be messed up or whatever. But it doesn't seem to be the case. A couple of guys got injured or whatever. Most people make it out okay, and they're learning. So it's advancing. I think it's great.
Yeah, no, it's a great sport. Like I said, there's something new. A lot of people are trying to get to it, figure it out, but it's hard to figure it out unless you go in there and actually, fight, It's not like something already know how to bare knuckle. If you know how to street fight, it's something new, but it's something pro. We're all professional. We know all how to fight, so you can't just go in there and just think that you could fight, You gotta know how to real fight. It's technical, it's everything. And then when you toe the line, it's pretty much if you could take a hit or not.
Exactly.
I've asked the question to a couple other fighters that fought bare knuckle, and I'll ask you the same thing. So I know, the answer is not going to be an exact figure because it all depends on your brain, how you protect yourself while you fight. But I mean, what do you think the average shelf life would be for a bare knuckle fighter? How many fights do you think everyone has in them, just on an average? We're not talking just champions, but general.
How many fights they could fight in bare knuckle? Like how long?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. Depending on the experience, and if you're injury free and you can't take your hit as long, taking like 30, 40 fights.
Okay.
Tops 40, but
that makes sense. I've like I said, I've heard ranges of figures. I just want to get your opinion on it. I've heard people say, "Look, protect yourself. You can put 70 fights up there, just like professional boxing." But it's tough to realize that could be the case. I mean, with the kind of hits that you could get, just getting caught here and there, it's that one.
And the graze, honestly, graze too. You get graze, you get cut so easily. Those graze counts too. You'd be bleeding. When they find out bleeding, they open it up more, and when they hit that spot, and then, they stop the fight. It could happen anytime. So
then you got the problem that when you do get cut in fights and you start having that scar tissue, and then that keeps reopening in new fights, the next fight, and then you get to a point where you don't do much to start bleeding, and how much longer.
You gotta slip and move. That's when you have to know you gotta slip and move. Gotta know not to get hit there. I was like, oh hell no.
Right, right. So, we know bare knuckle is all about, knocking each other out. That's what everybody wants to see. It's all about knockouts. But, in all fairness, looking at decisions on cards, I know a lot of fans are going to say, boo, we don't want to see that. But, it's been argued by me that it's more of like amateur boxing than it is professional boxing in the terms of how the points are scored. So, and what I mean by that is I've talked to a couple of professional boxers who have moved over to bare knuckle. And I said, look, if you guys are going for that knockout, you're going to break your hands. It kind of seems more about just tagging the guy and moving, kind of like what you said, tagging and moving, getting out of the way and making yourself look good. Yeah, I've hit that guy 20 times. He might have hit me a couple of good hard shots, but those 20 hits I had on him may look better in the judge's eyes. What do you think about that?
Okay. It's like the points, yes. Like I said, the points are different in bare knuckle. It is like I said, it's about aggressiveness, about the point, the hits you get, and slip and move and the movement. If you're actually running away, they're not going to count that. If you're aggressive, you're being aggressive, but he's actually getting tagged more. It all evens out. It all depends. So, like I said, the points, it all differs. It's new. The judge is still trying to figure it out too. I think so. It's something new for everybody, but I think it's gonna, I think everybody's gonna figure it out easily. It's similar a little bit to boxing, but at the same time, you gotta think about when you grappling too, inside punches. When you clinch the head, you gotta count those too. Stuff like those. It's those technical little things you gotta count. That's all.
Right. Yeah. Of course. So I mean, you're a young guy. You're what? You're 27.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Just turned 27. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Getting old. I'm getting old, man. Oh man, I hate it. Don't talk to me like that. I'm 30. I'm about to be 30 soon. Don't talk to me like that.
You got some time before that, man. You got to get a couple of belts before the 30th birthday, buddy.
I know, man. I'm telling you, I ain't hitting. I can't hit 30 without getting the belt.
But my point was that we've seen some of these guys, some of these retired MMA fighters, UFC fighters that have jumped in their mid 40s, close to 50, coming in here and fighting bare knuckle. And we've heard rumors about a lot of other guys who haven't fought in decades that are going to come back and fight bare knuckle because they kind of feel like it's a good outlet, even at that level of an age, especially when those guys may not have the kind of stamina that you do. But you feel like, at 27, you've got a great advantage against most of the people you probably will fight throughout your career in bare knuckle because you probably will be facing a lot of guys older? Or do you think that they might have a little bit of an edge with that experience because age isn't a factor with bare knuckle?
Yeah, no, age is a factor, but also experience too. It all depends on how long you've been fighting. But at the same time, cardio too. Cardio is different. Cardio is the point. Cardio is pretty much the key in this fight. It's not about getting getting that big hit. Yeah, if you get that big hit, but it all depends if you can still keep it. Right. Keep that momentum going. But at the same time, is all that key is all. It's that cardio because when you get in that bare knuckle, it's cardio. It's all action packed. 2-minute fast pace, so you gotta be doing something in those 2 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Did you see the last press conference they had with Jim Allers and Baboon?
Yeah.
They had some words.
Yes, it was interesting. I can't wait for that fight. They set it up in November, so I can't wait for that. Hopefully, I'll be in that card too.
Yeah, listen, you're one of those guys that, like you said, you're always ready. So, give me a shot and you're in the ring. It's not like you'll turn down a fight or you fight who they put in front of you, man, which is real respectable, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always ready. I don't care who it is, but it depends. I really don't like to fight any scrubs. I want to fight a real, legit fighter. That knows, how to fight.
Who would you like to rematch if you can rematch one of the guys that either you want or lost to? Which who do you think?
Good question, Matt.
Trying to go for Johnny. That's the guy. That's what I've been looking.
Guy wants that belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the man.
I'm looking for that too. But if he falls into me, I'd love to get a second shot with that. He might, but it all depends. They're going for the belt. So we'll see what happens.
You think Abby versus Bedford? Not Abby. Dat versus Bedford. Who wins?
Got Bedford. Sorry.
You got Bedford.
It's,
'Cause
yeah,
you fought them both.
yeah.
So yeah.
I got Bedford. I like that. He's a good fighter, but I don't think he's gonna keep up with Johnny. You know, with the experience that he got and everything as a fighter, MMA, and then those 5 bare knuckle fights. He's, you know, want him to keep that belt so I could get on him. I could be ready. He could be ready for me.
Yeah. And what would you have to do differently if you fought Bedford?
Just do what I always do: slip the move, and don't let him catch him. You know, he's always a show fight. He's a fighter. He likes to showboat. You know, and you just can't play his game. It's pretty much how it is. So just gotta move around and don't let him hit. Don't let him get that brawl. And pretty much, he likes to brawl. It's a brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bedford seems a little bit stronger than Dad. You know, a little bit, and he's a little bit more physical than Dad is, whereas Dad's just more of a boxer, sticking and moving. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting fight. You know, it's a light guy. You know, and a pretty much experienced guy. Just to have two weights there, it's differently. You know, he's already at 145. Like what, Johnny Bedford? He's struggling to get to 35. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
And that walks around 125. All he has to do is eat his way up there. He's already fine. Last time I fought him, he was at 132. I was like, how the hell this happened? This guy don't even have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. What do you think of the clinch game? Because it seems like less guys are clinching in fights these days than in the first couple of bare knuckle fights. You know, it seems to be a downward trend of guys holding and hitting.
Yeah, no, the clinching is the key. Is different. You know, not a lot of boxers are doing that because they're not used to it. You know, they're in the gloves. You know, they could clinch, but it's not like you could grab it. You know, and actually hold on to it and punch uppercuts and stuff. And us MMA fighters know how to do that because we're into that. You know, we're always pummeling. You know, doing all that. So it's two different things, and that's pretty much a big advantage too. When you actually have that, and you actually know what you're doing with that, and always get in there with the pummeling and everything, you're winning a fight because you're always tagging them, and it's gonna hurt them no matter what. If it's not hard, if you punch them a little bit, it's gonna hurt them. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, no problem. Did you see the Katie Taylor Delphine Pursoon fight the other night?
No, I did not. I was
okay, so did you see it, Mike?
I didn't see it. I mean, I know the results. I caught a little bit of the highlights, but I didn't catch the whole fight.
Yeah, you got to watch it because, first of all, the females, man, they're nonstop action. They fight from the beginning of the first bell to the end, to the end, and they don't let up at all, especially these two. But Katie Taylor, the champ, is she's more of a boxer. She's more accurate with her punches and all that. But Delphine Pursoon just kept coming forward, and I think she has some like a judo background also, and the way she was clinching was something that you really gotta see, because she was doing it in a way where she wasn't getting called a lot on it. She didn't want the ref to stop the action, but she would just touch the back of her neck and pull it a little bit and try and pull her into a punch, or push her into a punch. You really got to watch it. It's hard, to explain, but you got to see it, man. You got to watch. She's good at it, and she's sneaky at it, and it was something to see. You'd enjoy it, Mike. I know that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
you know what's a lot of the refs for bare knuckle. Some will actually break you up, right, Abby?
Yeah,
like
they'll break you up.
In the clinch. So sometimes I see. So what do you think? What's the ruling for the breakup? Is it there's no one punching? He'll break you guys up.
No.
They'll
punch. You gotta punch. So you could hug and everything as long as you guys are keeping busy. As long as you're punching the body or punching the head, whatever it is, you gotta keep going. Some people think that if you hug and everything, they'll break you up just like boxing, but it's not like that. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep going, and it's the brawl. It's the brawl. It's a punch. You can't. They're not gonna separate you. Even referee knows what they're doing, but they can't do it until you do. And some people do that just to get tired, but the referee will know.
Right. Well, the rules, I think the rules say you can hold the neck, but you can't hold the arm. You can't you can't pin their arm down. You can only hold them by the neck. You know.
Yeah, you can hold the head. You can hold the head with one hand. You know, grip it with one hand and then punch with the other, and then, you know, no, I don't think you can grab the arm. No, I don't think so. But
Right. You can't. It's in the rules. Yeah. But you know, and because the sport's evolving in the beginning, and a lot of the beginning matches, you saw some bad calls or inconsistent calls by some of the referees when it comes to breaking up the clinch. And
Yeah.
it's almost like they didn't understand the rules or the fighters didn't understand the rules. But I think it's a lot clearer now. And again, but I see less clinching now in most of the fights. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, like last was it Bareknuckle, BKFC 11. You see a lot of new fighters coming out and everything. That, you know, it's a lot of new fighters, a lot of new, you know, they're experienced. They know what to do, but at the same time, Bareknuckle is different. It's not like, you know, you gotta take a hit with a knuckle, and people don't like it. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like getting cut in the face. So you can see it, what they, you know, the reaction is.
Yeah. We got a guest wants to know what part of Puerto Rico you're from.
Oh, Arecibo.
Acebo.
Yeah.
You speak Spanish fluently?
A little bit, yeah. I tried to, man. I ain't trying to lose it, but
Your kids know
Mama.
Spanish?
Not yet. No.
No.
I'm trying to speak, so I'm trying to learn how to speak.
Yeah.
How old were you when you moved here?
I moved here when I was 6, so pretty much 20 years, 21 years.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I took 3 years in Spanish in high school, and I can't even tell you a sentence.
I'm okay. I can understand it, you know. Not much read it, write it, you know. But as long as I can understand it and, you know, talk it back, I'm okay. I could get by.
So Abby, I know that normally, you know, with BKFC, what they would do is if you fight in a card, they usually have you sit out the next card, and you can come back to the alternate card. They want to give you some time to rest. But I've seen, I think it was BKFC 5 and 6 consecutively. You fought in both, and now from what you just said, the next 2 cards you're planning on potentially fighting again in consecutive cards. Is that something that it's not a rule that they have? It's just something that you could do if you're healthy.
Yeah, you could do that as long as you're healthy. It all depends, you know. Like I said, I like to stay busy. As long as they keep me busy and I'm okay as myself, you know, physically, you know, and mentally, I'm okay. I could go on and fight.
But I know a lot of the rules have changed, especially when it comes to, like, let's say professional boxing, because, you know, they put the guys in a bubble and they figure like, they keep recycling the same guys. I mean, Matt and I have talked about this one guy, right? Clay Collard, your boy there, Matt.
Yeah.
Fought 5 times this year already. You know, some guys haven't had a fight yet with the pandemic. This guy's fought 5 times, won 5 times this year.
Yeah, he fought 5 times and he knocked out 3 up and coming prospects, and he got an MMA background, and he's beating these guys that they were undefeated prospects. And, you know, they were walking there. I think the first guy or two said, "Oh, this MMA guy, I'll beat him easily." But he came at them from angles that they weren't used to seeing, and he's strong, and he just rolled right over him. Yeah. I mean, the last guy, they should have upped the level of his opponent in this last fight. That guy he fought was just, I think it was his worst opponent yet, you know. But I guess they're just trying to keep his name going because he's popular now.
Yeah.
So, but shout out to him. I like watching him fight.
Abby, I was just looking back, you know, a little bit of your record. I had it on my phone here. And the first bare-knuckle fight you had was against Sean West.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the guy who just literally fought on the top-ranked card the other day against Joey Spencer.
Yeah.
Right? It was the same dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's too. He's bare-knuckle.
Oh, he's fighting. He's fighting. He's pretty busy, man. He keeps busy. I want to like him. Like him and me, I want to keep busy too. Just fights everywhere.
Right. So that was, that was the first bare-knuckle fight for both you guys. So at that point, you were just a little inexperienced with what it was like. But, I mean, did you catch on pretty quickly exactly how it was going to go?
Yeah, oh, pretty much. He's got, when I saw the couple fights of Bareknuckle when they first introduced, when they first came out and everything, I was kind of see how it works. And pretty much when you're towing that line, you got to go for it. You got to go and, brawl, a little bit, scrap what you can in and out and, get what you can and then come out. If you get a drop, you drop somebody like I did in 1 second, you get, that's what you get. But, no, man. When I was in that first Sean West fight, I just went out and I went at it. And just move around in and out, quick feet. They call me Happy Feet that first time, and I got a TKO that first fight, and I felt good. My hands swelled up. It's not no joke. You got to condition those knuckles, condition to your hands, because when you don't, you break them. And luckily, I haven't broke them yet. And I was able to keep going, and I felt good, and I dropped them, and it was quick.
I mean, it looks like it. It looks like you learned pretty quick. It was like, I think it says 1:16 in round 1, so you caught on pretty quick.
Just that round 1, those 2 minutes are forever, bro. I was like, holy crap, man! I was like, I'm still in round 1. A lot of stuff I have to do.
But you found your way, and here you are now. You're going to fight number 6. So. You got that fight coming up. What's the date on that Bareknuckle fight next
September
month?
11th.
September 11th. Okay, right. Daytona. I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Just outside Daytona. Okay. So, and you kind of have an idea who you're going to fight, but it hasn't been set.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, I haven't said yet. I'm trying to see if I got the go ahead, but I don't know yet. But
you have a contract with them?
Yeah. I signed a contract with them. A 3-fight contract. This is my last one.
This is the last one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to win in devastating fashion and sign yourself
up. I have to, man. I got a kid coming away on the way too. I gotta go up for it.
Right. And you always have a big entourage with you too at the fights, right? Tell us about who is that Global Legion there with you? You had a big group with you.
Oh yeah, I had my coach Viet Lee and my other coach Lee Burgers. I had those two, and they're my people. And I had a couple of people that trained with me, so it's pretty much the crowd that I go with and my family.
Yeah, I think we met some of your family members there, and
Team Assassin.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. What do they like the most? Your supporters there? Do they like Bareknuckle? Do they like MMA? What would they rather see in?
Bareknuckle. They like to see me how I brawl, how I knock people out and everything, and they like to see me go for it. They like to see me actually go and go for it and actually fight. People like to see me fight, and I'm one of those guys and I'm not afraid to go for it.
Excellent. Do you do anything outside of fighting? Do you have or is this?
Yeah, I do a roof, man. I roof for a living. I play video games. Pretty much, I just do what I do. Have a normal life. I'm about to have a second kid, so I'm pretty much I'm about to have family of 4, family of 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think. It'd be great. I know. I don't know much about the BKFC contracts other than they just gave Paige Van Zandt a big one. But it would be nice to get to a point where you can, if you're successful at it, to be able to make a living off it.
Yeah, that's my goal. That's pretty much what it is, and I'm going for that. I'm trying to get where that Paige Van Zandt got, man. She got a great deal, and if I get that, I'll be set. I'll be pretty good. But I gotta work for it.
You got to up your Instagram game.
I can't, man. I got to cut the hair. I think I'll get more if I cut the hair. I don't know.
Hey, Fighting News fans, follow Abby at ABDIEL.VELAZQUEZ.
Yeah, they can read that. It's scrolling down there.
.MMA. Follow this guy.
Yeah, he's got to get more followers than Paige Van Zandt so he can get the big dollars on the contract. But I tell you, look at those guys like Logan Paul. I mean, he's making big money to fight, and he's getting better. He's getting better at boxing, but I mean, he's not a boxer.
You know him, Abby? You know him, Logan Paul?
No.
So Logan Paul, who he's talking about is this guy who's a YouTuber who decided he wanted to box.
Yeah. I know. I saw that big fight. It was. Yeah, He doesn't know how to box.
He fought another YouTuber.
Yes.
KS1. Yeah.
I showed on ESPN. I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's stupid." But
but they have a big following. Yeah.
Yes, it's all about the following. It's all about the people that come, and they had a great fan. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Or that guy, Supreme Patty. You know him? You ever see Supreme Patty?
No, I'm not much of a YouTuber.
Look on Instagram, he does stupid things he'll crack a lemon open and spray it in his eye, and he just does that over and over again in different places, and he got himself a huge following. He just does stupid things. But
he's got 20 million followers, man.
Yeah, but then some guy called him out, so he decided to start boxing. I saw him; he was training at Delray Boxing. I saw Charles Rosa was there, and I think Matt Wagey was there, and a couple of the other boxing coaches there were training him, and he had a fight, and now he's in shape now. He used to be like whatever, just an out of shape. But now, so it's all.
What it is.
Yeah.
Hey, he gets what he wants, man. If he wants to get to boxing, it's boxing, but it's a different world. If he wants to get to bare knuckle, it's a bare knuckle fight. It's different.
Yeah, I don't think those guys will cross over into bare knuckle. I don't know. That would be.
Nah.
Yeah.
So, Abby, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we can't wait for you to announce your next bare knuckle fight. We also, once you do announce it, we also want to get you and Viet Leon, your coach, Team Assassin, get him on, and we'll talk about what needs to be done in the upcoming fight that you have. Any shout outs for all your fans watching?
Yeah, no, I have a couple sponsors like Market 48, Nina Cucina, it's pizza, Burn Boot Camp, it's one of my training, ATT Tampa, also Top Gun. So they pretty much like make kitchen and all that stuff, make nice things, and pretty much it.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
And we're gonna get you on again for sure.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we look
thanks,
forward to seeing you September 11th. Abdiel, it's good seeing you again.
See you guys. I'll cut my hair too. I probably will.
Oh no, I like it.
Like this way, if you're over, if you miss weight by a pound or two, man, all you got to do is you don't have to worry about going to the bathroom and trying to pee it out. You just cut it off your head.
Yeah, just bring the razors, man. Bring y'all razors.
How about that? But you're gonna shave it all off, though. Do it live on our show, all right? The next time we bring.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Probably will.
Mohawk with red mohawk.
No.
All right, Abby. Good to see you, brother.
See you guys. Good talking to you, man.
Good talking to you. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
You good.
Later.
So, wow. So he's got a fight coming up. They haven't announced it yet. So it was great to hear from him. For sure. Always a pleasure. And yeah, people, follow Abby on his Instagram. So what else we got to talk about, Mike?
Well, I was just going to say, as far as that is concerned, I know there's rumors floating around about who he might fight, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But I think everybody should definitely tune in. Just keep watching us, The Fighting News. We'll make sure we break that news for you.
Yeah.
Just as soon as we're legally allowed to do so. That's how we'll do that. But yeah, in other news, there's been a lot of boxing on lately. If anybody's been paying attention, was definitely no exception. By the way, I began writing an article. I just never quite finished it. But that
did you hear that, Steve?
Ha!
It was a pretty.
Well, I won't hold the breath.
I just had to fill in, a couple of stats, and I just said, I'll get to it when I get to it, and too much time passed. But
well, that's the hard part. That's what people don't understand. That's what makes writing an article, takes it from a 20-minute ordeal to a 3-hour ordeal.
Yeah, it's all about the stats. You want to make sure you get it right. You want to talk about why that's pertinent to the next thing and why people should even be reading about it. So that's usually what I do. I go from one and I kind of continue on talking about, well, that guy beat him and now his promise is probably to do this, and this guy holds that belt. It's an article, and that's why, like you said, it becomes more of like a 3-hour ordeal or a 3-part piece that it takes a while.
Right.
But
yeah,
that having been said, Saturday was a pretty interesting night for boxing. 3 fight cards on 3 different networks, all running kind of alongside each other. Matt, you saw this thing. You were watching. I actually had to watch the replay. That Alexander Povetkin, just shy of his 41st birthday, freaking destroyed Dillian White.
But he was losing the whole fight. He was taking huge shots to the body. And he was losing the fight up until that one punch. But man, what a knockout! That was just beautiful. He just slipped that right in there, and Dillian White was out.
Well, it just proves, Povetkin still got it. Nobody ever really just underestimate him at all. I know now they've got the rematch clause, so I'm sure they're going to go ahead and probably take that. That's what's going to happen. So there'll be rematch. That'll be a great rematch to watch. Let's see if Dillian can keep himself out of trouble and continue with what he was doing through the first rounds. But Dillian was on track that if he had won that fight, he was next in line to fight Tyson Fury, should Fury defend the WBC belt that he took from Wilder. And that's what I mean when I say one thing connects to the other. As far as Fury's concerned, he's got that rematch with Wilder. He has 2 fights already in a contract with Anthony Joshua, but it doesn't mean they can't shove a mandatory in between. And that's sort of where Dillian was going to fall. Now, he fell by the wayside because he can't get that shot yet until he takes back his interim belt and put himself back in number 1 contention. So that was
it was a great uppercut, man. I'll tell you that much. That was lights out uppercut. We also have Titan FC this Friday, where we're going to be doing a new thing. We're going to be doing live results. We're going to have a photographer. He's going to be taking pictures of the event, and then we're going to be posting them. We're going to be tweeting about it. And we're going to be posting the results. So, tune in there. We got Mo Usman is fighting, main event. Also, Devin Dixon, a guy that we all know, a local fighter that we've seen a bunch of times in local events, is making his pro debut. And Titan's up to 63 events. They're up to 63.
And Ryan Cuse is making his
Third Street Savage is making his
pro debut.
His pro debut too. So these are guys that we watch as amateurs, and that's why I love the amateur events so much. Just you see the guy fighting for nothing in the amateurs, and making his way to pro. They work their ass off, and it's a testament to all the hard work that they put in. Future champions, we see them all the time.
Yeah. Right. Speaking of that, we have Erwin Rivera coming on Wednesday night. He confirmed already, and he's another one came out of the Titan organization, and he's got his 3rd UFC fight coming up. He signed the contract with them.
Yeah.
And
he had the belt for so long at Titan, and again, we've seen him at Titan a bunch of times. And how much more exciting is it watching him fight in the UFC? I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
It's even without the crowds and all that. To see him up there again, it's look, he's a friend. That's it. That's all there is to it. He's a friend.
Yeah.
And to see him succeed like that is a good thing.
Love it.
For sure.
But yeah, getting back to there were some good boxing. I like Joe Smith, the kid from Long Island.
That's just I was going to say jumping back to Saturday night for sure. I mean, Joe Smith getting that knockout of Valera Alvarez, that was something. When it was penciled in, I really thought that Alvarez was going to find a way to pull out that win. But, Joe Smith proved me wrong. And he's definitely a force to be reckoned with in that light heavyweight division. There's going to be a lot of title opportunities for him coming up around the corner, too. So curious to see who he'll be able to fight. But it's definitely going to be one of the big dogs soon enough. And good luck to him for sure. Boy, right out of Long Island like the rest of us over here on the show. And
exactly.
You had I don't want to miss him. I don't want to forget talking about this because you guys know one of my very favorite welterweights active right now in the game is Sean Porter.
Right.
Sean Porter put on a great show as well on Saturday night. He didn't get the stop. He didn't get that stoppage he was looking for, but he still put on a great show, completely unanimous decision, and he put himself back in contention now as the mandatory for the WBC and the IBF belts. And who's got those is Errol Spence.
Spence, yeah.
About the potential rematch. So Spence has got to get through Danny Garcia, which is going to be a great matchup as well. A lot of people feel that Garcia is going to take that fight. I don't think that. I actually think Spence will prove to be a little too much for Garcia. But it will be a great fight. And if Spence does come out the winner of that fight, I think it's a rematch with Sean Porter. It's the only thing that makes sense. A lot of moving parts in that welterweight division right now, but Sean Porter is a big one of those parts. And would not be surprised if he holds a belt above his head again sometime in the next year to 18 months. Good luck.
Yeah, I never even heard of that guy that he fought. His opponent was from Germany or whatever, but he was good. He was better than I thought he would be.
Yeah, he was an undefeated kid. Definitely hadn't fought a lot of guys before, but undefeated 22-0. He had a pretty good amateur background as well, and he'd never been down. So he proved that, and he stayed up. And it doesn't take anything from Sean Porter that he couldn't put him down. This guy's just a fighter that nobody really knew about, and obviously the guy's a really good stand-up fighter, and nobody can knock him down. It reminds me of that Miguel Cotto fight. When Cotto had that second to last fight before he ended his career. And he fought that Japanese fighter whose name I can't remember. But if you remember the beating he put down on that guy.
Yeah, that was a war.
Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, that was that was some way to end a career there. That was a battle. That Japanese guy was tough.
Right. I mean, of course, Cotto went on to fight Saddam Ali for the last fight and lost that one. But that was his last win against that Japanese fighter, and that was. It's quite a display. But again, the guy would not go down, and some guys are just built that way.
Yeah.
That pedigree or that experience. But you know what? You never know. At one point in time, all the greats were just starting out their career. Nobody knew who they were either.
Why did Porter look so much bigger? He looked a lot bigger than that guy.
Do you think?
I think, yeah.
I mean, he was definitely in great shape.
Yeah.
Right? Some of the best shape I've ever seen him in before. It's no joke for him. He wants to get these belts back again.
And he was swinging for the fences too.
Yeah.
He was like, Wah! It was, wow, he's throwing some bombs, man.
That's his style. He's just that bulldog attitude. That's what I love about the guy. He'll come inside, he'll just, tear you apart. And that's why when it comes down to fighting guys like Spence, and you remember that fight that he had with him, it doesn't so much matter that he doesn't have the reach in that game like Errol does, because he's going to try to fight his game, get inside. And he did. And it was actually that inside game that unfortunately he got tagged and got knocked down late in that fight, which made all the difference in the world with that split decision. I mean, I can't say enough about Sean Porter. We're talking about 3 losses, but you look at those losses, it was a split decision loss to Spence, which if that knockdown hadn't happened late, if he didn't get tagged with that one shot, he potentially could have walked away with those belts and unified. And then, prior to that, he destroyed Danny Garcia. But let's see, prior to that, when he had that other loss against, who was it? Kell Brook, early in, the first fight, the first loss that he had. That was an extremely close decision on that one as well. And, no matter what it is, the guy seems to just barely miss winning these fights, unanimous, majority, split decision victories or losses for him. And he's that close to, to probably going undefeated the rest of his career if he just tweaks 1 or 2 little things.
And and he has good nights. You know, he
What
can
happened?
be off by a little, and then you know,
What happened to your lights, Matt?
they were never turned on.
Mets in the
I know,
dark.
but you went from yeah.
Yeah,
I
they got this big ball of fire in the sky. It's called the sun, and it's going down.
The sun went down and it's dark in your house now.
Okay, you know, and let me ask you guys about this guy. So, you know, also on that Sean Porter card was Sebastian Fundora, the super welterweight, 6'6", little tiny skinny toothpick looking dude. That guy can fight, man. Do you watch those guys? Do you ever watch any of his fights, guys?
Which one? Who?
Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno.
Yes. Yeah.
Super welterweight, tall super welterweight ever. I mean, that guy can bang. He's like skin and bones.
Yeah, he's a
toothpick dude, but that dude he's doing some amazing things in that division, and obviously he can fill in and get bigger.
How tall is he? He's 6 foot
6'6".
6'6", and he's 100. He's 100. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He just looks like a toothpick walking in there, like you think you're gonna bend him and break him in half, but you know he just comes out and he bang. And the thing is, you know, he's got this ridiculous reach. I think he's got an 80-inch reach or something like that. So of course, you know, well beyond anybody else in his weight class. But he likes the inside game. That guy gets inside and starts to brawl. That's just his style. So I think, you know, he needs to back off a little bit. He's gonna run into a wall, but it's fun while it lasts. You know, to watch this guy come in and just do things that nobody expects him to do.
Yeah, well, look, when you have an 80-inch reach and you're so much bigger than everybody else, I mean, it's going to be a spectacle either way because he's going to get shots in that. And look, you know, he can keep guys away from him also with that reach.
Right. Well, in this fight, you know, he fought Nathaniel Gallimore, or Gallimore rather, which, you know, that guy, I don't think he's ever been stopped. No, I know for a fact he's never been stopped in a fight, and he's got a great resume himself. So, you know, Sebastian stepping up in competition, and he's just doing the same thing over and over again. Like I said, I wonder when that will end based on the way that he fights, because you feel like it's going to come to a point. But it's so exciting to watch him because you think, is it going to be this time where he finally runs into a wall, or, you know, is he going to make it through? It's sort of like the whole Teofimo Lopez thing going on here. You know, that fight's coming up soon against Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Like, you know, Teofimo is just, you know, he's on fire and he keeps doing what he's doing, but at some point it's like a learning lesson. You know, he's going to run into the wrong guy doing exactly what he's doing, and it's going to humble him just a little bit. And it may be against the man Lomachenko that this happens to.
That's entirely possible. You know, it's more than entirely possible. I would say it's likely, not highly likely, but it's likely.
Yeah.
That
look, you know, Teofimo, he's got every facet, everything, every characteristic that he should allow him to help win that fight. He's got the reach, he's got the weight, he's got the height. You know, it's just the size. He should be able to dominate that fight from the outside. But he's another guy who likes to brawl a little bit. I know he can box. He likes to brawl. And that foot movement of Lomachenko, that speed of Lomachenko,
it's next level.
It's a whole different thing. It's you know, I think back to all these bigger guys that fought Manny Pacquiao when he was coming up in weight, and they're like, "This is ridiculous. Look how much bigger I am than this guy. It's not gonna, speed's not going to matter." And there was like one after the next, after the next, after the next. Pacquiao was stopping them all, and it was just like a phenomenon. So is Lomachenko the same kind of phenomenon? I mean, I still got him number one pound for pound right now in the world. So I think looking at it from that side of the coin, Lomachenko's got a great test in front of him to fight a guy bigger than anybody's ever fought before, taller, heavier, the longer reach, and with speed and agility, and a young guy with a lot of power. You know, if Lomo can get past that, you got to keep him at that number one spot. And that whole argument between him and Terrence Crawford being number one, number two, I think he starts to distance himself and keep that number one spot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, but it's something. It's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that one.
For sure.
So, more so than any other fight that's on the horizon.
Yeah.
But listen, man, I'm going to run. I got some dinner to eat.
Good stuff.
And Steve is coming in and out here. I don't know. Would you go to the bathroom, Steve?
I did. Thank you.
Just let everybody know.
So Wednesday we got Erwin Rivera, and then on Thursday we have the Golden Girl, Logan Holler.
Logan.
On Thursday.
Yeah.
And I think on Wednesday, Melissa might be joining us. And we'll see who else wants to pop in and chop it up a little bit, you know?
Sounds good.
Justin Sims, how you doing, buddy? All right, Muhammad Usman, yes. Bacon, Titan FC, Fly. Devin Dixon, pro debut. Ryan Hughes, we spoke about him. Gus Villamil, Roman Feraldo, and more.
Gonna be a stacked card this Friday.
Yes, it is.
And the fighting news, again, Matt, we're gonna be reporting live results. So not only are the people gonna be watching it at home, but the people out and about that aren't watching it are going to be checking out the live results.
Yes, but everyone should watch it. Everyone should get that UFC Fight
Pass.
Because we don't know how much longer this is going to last. And if you didn't sign up for it already, then you're already missing out. Because the production, the level of the production is still there. And it's the best way to watch.
FusionCBDProducts.com for all your CBD needs. They have all the CBD products you need. They also have CBD coffee, which is how they started in the business. And you know, if you're coffee freaks like I am, you gotta try this coffee. It's amazing. Right.
So CBD recovery. It's good for calming the nerves, anxiety, stuff like that. They got all kinds of different uses for CBD. And Fusion CBD has all the products that you need. So look it up.
Thanks, guys. Scott Lewis, Mike Brown, Brian Rabinowitz, Elon, Vince, Hector, Israel, Justin. Thanks for tuning in, guys. To all the fans out there, keep on checking us out. Keep on liking our Facebook stuff, our Instagram, our YouTube. And, you know, we have, just to end the show, we have a viral video on YouTube with Shannon Briggs. We have over 500,000 hits of him at the gym that me and Mike were at, of him saying he wants to fight when he walks into the gym at Lucky Street Gym, and he says, "It's the dream." He had him in the first. When we were interviewing Trevor Bryant. So we got a viral video, 500,000 hits, thousands and thousands of comments, more subscribers. We hit our 2,000th YouTube subscriber to our channel, which is a great milestone. And on Instagram, we hit 6,000 unique people who like fighting followers. So that's another milestone for us. And, you know, the next is 10,000 followers. So check us out, like and subscribe. Good to talk to you guys as always.
And I just saved a lot on my insurance.
By switching to?
I don't know. Progressive, one of them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Always a pleasure. Mike.
Yep. All right.
Learn the lingo you're announcing next time. And Matt, good job as always.
What else do you expect?
Nothing but the best.
Seriously.
Keep it professional.
Are you serious right now?
Keep it professional.
This guy's serious, Mike?
Keep it professional.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a great
The fighting news out.
Mojo, Wednesday and Thursday. Adios.
Wear your masks. Be safe.
Peace.